Christians like to think that because atheists lack a belief in God, they're left without answers to certain questions about the metaphysical aspect of the universe.
I wonder what Christians you're talking to, because you always say things that just plain aren't true, at least Christians who read the Bible and understand God's point of view. Now, we don't say that you don't have answers. We know what your answer is. You deny the existence of anything metaphysical.
And I think Christians are in the exact same boat.
Well, if you mean that we both have answers, sure. We say it exists and you don't. But as far as having a reason for it, no. We're not in the same boat at all.
This is part one of questions Christians cannot answer.
So if Christians actually answer your video, that means you can't do a part two. Even if you don't like our answer, that means we still disproved you because we answered it.
First up, who created God?
No one, but you know that.
Christians say everything needs a creator.
No, all creation needs a creator. The creator himself always existed.
Except when it comes to God. They'll say that God is the first uncaused cause.
No, we don't say he's the first, we just call him the uncaused cause. Saying that he's first implies a timeline onto God himself. There was no beginning with him, he just always was. He's outside time. That's the point that Peter makes in this passage, and that's the point that God makes by calling himself I am. He is the God who just simply is.
But that's just special pleading.
No, it's not.
How come the biblical God gets to be the first uncaused cause?
Again, not first, the only, but because he said he was. That's why he gets to be.
What evidence do we have to support that?
I have God's word, which has proven itself true so much in my life that the parts where I don't have any direct evidence, I can take on faith. He's proven himself trustworthy.
Why can't the universe itself be the first uncaused cause?
Because it violates all of the laws of the universe itself. You cannot have nothing explode into everything without a source acting on it. That's literally the laws of physics.
Because something that needed to be intelligent enough to create, theoretically, the entire universe must have also had a creator.
And what's your evidence that it had to? See, you're just saying that it does because it makes sense in your mind, but you don't have any mathematical or metaphysical or philosophical reasons to say why it has to have a beginning. No, it doesn't. Just because you can't comprehend it doesn't mean it isn't true. 300 years ago, we couldn't even comprehend traveling to another planet. Now we have whole genres about it.
As a believer, you can't claim that this rule that everything needs a creator applies to everything and then exempt your favorite deity.
Yes, we can, because he's outside time, he's self-sufficient, and does not require a beginning, and he said so. If he is the one we're following, why wouldn't we take his word for it?
Atheists say the exact same thing, but we make absolutely no exceptions.
Except at the Big Bang, right? You say there was nothing, nothing exploded into everything, and then just happened to be perfectly orchestrated to create not only life, but advanced, intelligent, sentient life on this one little planet. And potentially, in your mind, many others. There could be, other aliens out there somewhere. So, no, you do have an exception. It is called the Big Bang. It violates everything we know about physics.
We're comfortable in the realm of we don't know or we don't know yet.
What's funny is that you accuse us of just using God to fill in the gaps and say, well, God did it, but you do the same thing with that. Now, I applaud the honesty of saying we don't know or we don't know yet, but there's a lot of hubris, a lot of pride in saying that literally everything in the universe can one day be explained by science. What if it's outside the universe, like God?
For some reason, Christians cling to this God of the gaps fallacy.
I don't think you know what God of the gaps is.
Insisting that they know the answer to the question and that it was in fact God.
That's called faith. He said he did it. We believe him because he's proven himself trustworthy in other areas. When has your nothingness spontaneously exploded in order to prove itself trustworthy? That's exactly what happened.
But that is just deciding an answer with absolutely zero evidence.
Just because you come to a different conclusion on the evidence doesn't mean it isn't there. The Bible itself is evidence. Now you can say, well, someone made it up, and that's fine, but it still is evidence even if you come to a different conclusion. I can point at all of nature and how everything fits, how the earth is in the Goldilocks zone, and how if your cells didn't have a conveyor system, and if males and females didn't develop at the same time, And if our DNA was off by even 0.1%, nothing would live. All those things have to happen at the same time in order for all of it to work. There's lots of evidence. You just don't like our conclusion.
So the question remains, who created God?
Nope, it doesn't remain at all. We're very solid in understanding that he is who he is. He always was. He is the great I am.
And what evidence do you have to support this claim that an atheist can't also use to support their claim that it was the universe?
God's word.
So that's it for this one, guys. This is one of my favorite topics, and I am genuinely interested to see what you guys come up with in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know. If not, let me know what your explanation is and what evidence you do have to support that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
So I highly doubt she'll watch any of the videos that Christians have been making, because even though she says that no Christians can answer, it's very unlikely she's actually listening to what Christians have to say in their answers. So you're welcome to go to her site and comment. Go ahead. But be prepared, because atheists get very angry when you challenge their God of nothingness.